So, according to a new report, Wendy Williams has not spoken to her son, Kevin Hunter Jr., since she was released from rehab a month ago. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. And I know, look, it's another story about Wendy Williams, but unfortunately, the stories just keep coming. The last report that we did was on the Wells Fargo situation. A quick update on that. Lori Schiller, the financial advisor, she currently is still the financial advisor over Wendy Williams' accounts over at Wells Fargo. She did an interview with the Post saying that she feels like a prisoner in her own home. She has 24-hour armed security that's being paid by Wells Fargo. However, she feels as if Wells Fargo needs to come out and defend her more. And this is part of the reason why she did that interview. A lot of you had some really interesting reactions to that story, and you're still saying, Wells Fargo, give Wendy Williams her money. Right now, Wendy Williams does not have control over her money because, according to Lori Schiller and the bank, they felt as if there were people around Wendy Williams that were trying to influence and take advantage of her. As you know, the last report that we did on Wendy Williams before that report was that Wendy Williams had been in rehab for about 2 months. She has since been out of rehab for about a month now. And according to another report, we were hearing that Wendy Williams was reaching out to friends allegedly to, quote, looking to party. So as you know, according to multiple stories, they have been saying that Wendy Williams is struggling with a severe addiction to alcohol. We already know that this is going to be an uphill climb, but like anyone with addiction, then you understand that it doesn't just affect the person that's addicted, it affects the family. And one of the reports that we did several months ago was about Kevin Hunter Jr., her son, who's only 20-something years old. He's probably like, what, 21, 22? He's literally in his last year of college. And their relationship has been strained because of this. And according to the son, they were stating that at one point, Kevin Hunter Jr. had given Wendy an ultimatum to clean up her act or he would not be in her life. So this is what they're reporting now. Since Wendy Williams has been out of rehab, she allegedly has not spoken to Kevin Hunter Jr. since then. So they report this. Wendy Williams has not spoken to her son, Kevin Hunter Jr. since she left rehab as the 22-year-old deals with their fractured relationship. A close family friend exclusively is telling the son that Wendy last spoke to Kevin Jr. before she left a Malibu rehabilitation facility a month ago. This is what the source says. It says, Wendy has not reached out to her son since she left rehab. While she was in treatment, they were talking, but the minute she got out, the communication stopped. They say, Kevin has been through hell this year with everything going on with his mom. It breaks his heart that things seem to be going well while she was in rehab, but as soon as she got her freedom, she hasn't reached out to him since. The source adds, Kevin has been trying to stay focused and finish up his last year of school, but it's been challenging having to deal with everything going on with his mother. So according to the Sun, they said about a year ago, Kevin Jr. gave Wendy an ultimatum and with some tough love that he wanted her to get help or he would not be in her life. The source close to the family said at the time, Wendy's relationship with Kevin Jr. has been strained. He gave her an ultimatum. He told her that he won't be in her life until she fixes herself. So along with sources, you know, Tommy Williams, Wendy Williams' brother, has spoken multiple times on his YouTube platform and other social media platforms about the rift in the family's relationship with Wendy. And one of the stories that he told was about when Kevin Jr. came up to New York City for his mom's birthday over the summer, and she allegedly turned him away. So the Sun reports this, says over this past summer, Wendy's brother, Tommy Williams, claimed during a Facebook Live session that her son had flown from Florida to New York City to surprise his mother for her 58th birthday in July, but she refused to allow him into her $4.5 million penthouse apartment. Her son is up there to spend what could have been a monumental time with his mother. That is if she opens the door, Tommy said, of Kevin Jr., who was presumably outside of Wendy's apartment and not being allowed in at the time. Tommy continued and says, she is not our celebrity. She's not the family celebrity. She's a member, and she has her son out there like he's the paparazzi. The disappointed 50-year-old continued, talk about dragging. She's dragging everybody, namely her son. She's selfish. One thing about Wendy is she's always been selfish all the way back, way before the Wendy show, way before. Look, I'm not surprised seeing this story today because, as you know, there are plenty of people that send me information and sources and very concrete information. But I have chosen not to report on every single thing that I hear when it comes to Wendy Williams because it is incredibly sad. But I'm not surprised by this Kevin Hunter Jr. story because I have been hearing for well over a year that their relationship has been strained. I've heard that when Kevin was with Wendy at her apartment, allegedly, that they weren't talking, that he would just be in his room. This is according to sources. So I'm not surprised by this story, but I'm also not surprised by this story because when we talk about people with addiction, this is an uphill climb. This is why when we were talking about when Wendy came out of rehab, it wasn't like, oh, yay, she's out, she's better. No, we said this is the beginning of the journey of sobriety. Being in rehab, it's a very controlled environment. Coming out when you have all of these friends and leeches that want your money, that want to hang out with you, that are not good for you, that is the challenging part. Does she need her son there with her? Yes. Also have to keep in mind, he is only 22 years old. And I know before when I reported on the Wells Fargo situation, this is before we knew all the things that we are finding out now when it comes to Wendy and her alleged addiction. This is way above what Kevin can handle. If anything, Kevin can handle her estate when he feels ready to do that. But he's still trying to finish school. I remember being in college and I'm like, there is no way in hell that I could be able to finish college and be able to assist my parents with the level of assistance that Wendy Williams needs because of her addiction and also because of the amount of money that we're talking about. And this is probably part of the reason why the bank, and look, like I said before, there's a lot we can say about Wells Fargo, and we will. But I think in this particular situation, they may have done what she needed in that particular moment to protect all of what she's worked years for. So according to Lori Schiller, in that interview, Wendy is given money through a financial guardian, and it's just for her livelihood. I'm not sure how much that is. When we talk about livelihood, my livelihood versus what Wendy Williams' livelihood is going to be completely different. You know, her mortgages, her staff, those types of things. So she's still battling with Wells Fargo in regards to getting access to her money. And now we hear of this fractured relationship with her son. Like I said before, anyone that has dealt with addiction probably can relate to what is happening between Wendy and Kevin. Hopefully they can get to a better place. Hopefully Wendy can get to a better place. It's not a good sign though, because I said to you before, we did a report where she allegedly was reaching out to friends, looking to party and do things like that. I'm not surprised that she's not communicating with Kevin if she's in this state. She probably doesn't want him to see her in this state. She's not thinking on a rational level right now. Guys, as always, we will continue our reports on Wendy Williams and, of course, continued prayers for her sobriety. Let's continue that conversation in the comments section. And as always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.